Hello, I'm Jessica, your Up North agent. I'm a licensed realtor in Minnesota and Wisconsin. I'm a real estate investor and an Up North enthusiast. I'd like to talk about the different materials that can be used to build a cabin. And most of these are pretty obvious and you've heard of them before, but I'd like to drill down into them and talk about the pros and cons of each of them as you either consider buying a built cabin or building a cabin. I'll get into more of the dirty details of each of these types of materials in other videos. However, we're going to stay pretty high level on this one. So the first type of material that a cabin can either be purchased or built is going to be your typical sticks, right? Your stick-built cabin, much like a residential home. We're going to be talking about 2x4s and trusses and sheetrock and insulation. The positive of a stick-built cabin is that they have endless opportunities for layouts. You really, just like in a residential home, can do whatever you want based upon the zoning of the piece of property in which you buy. Or if you would like to buy a stick-built cabin, you are going to find that there are endless different types of layouts and formats that are out there. The downside is it's just going to lose some of that up northwester and cabin feel and might feel a lot like home. And if you're going to build a cabin or buy a cabin, there's a pretty good chance that you're trying to go for something a little bit different. The next more traditional style or material of cabin build would be log. And when we talk about log, you can have square or rectangle, you can have round, or you can even have half log. So just to give a little bit more details about each of those, if you think about that old-fashioned Lincoln log cabin where the logs are actually stacked on top of each other and knots are cut, or that there's mortar that is used in between the logs, that log is going to be all the way on the front of the siding and in the inside of the interior. So whether you're outside or inside, you're going to see that full log as it's built and stacked. A half log is going to be actually just the outside or used as the siding of the cabin, where when you walk inside, you're going to see that sheetrock and wall like you typically would again in a residential home or in a stick-built cabin. So it really just depends on what it is that you're looking for, how authentic you would like your log cabin to be, and just what type of a style that you have. I know some people that love that wood feel inside and out, and others like the separation of the materials and of the colors. When it comes to the pros of a log cabin, they are so durable. If you were going to be in a tornado in Minnesota and Wisconsin, you would want to be in a log cabin because they are built so strong. They're also gorgeous, they're all natural, they're just very timeless, and again, they're gonna give you that true up north feeling. The downside, however, to a log cabin, of course, it's gonna be expensive to buy and to build, and it's going to require a special contractor and not as easy to find as a typical stick-built home or cabin, right? Another downside is that they have the possibility to have pest infestation. So you will need to have a regular service that is coming out and helping you keep out the pests. They can just seem to kind of find nooks and crannies to get into in a log cabin. The next one is a timber frame or timber built cabin. Much like the one that I'm sitting in right now, you can, like a log cabin, have a home that is all timbers that are also stacked, so it's timber inside and out, but more typically we see is timber framed, where the house and the structure of the home and the strength of the home is held up through these massive pieces of wood, otherwise known as timbers, that are then brought together, and then there's still your typical materials that are used inside the home. So you see the sheetrock, again, you see that there's going to be insulation and things of that nature. So there's true timber where it's just timbers, like again a log, or there's going to be a hybrid that is going to have, maybe it's just framed with timber, and then you have your typical building materials on the inside, or like again the home that I'm in now It is hybrid, that it has timber framing in the majority of the home or cabin, but then also has stick frame or stick build in other portions of the home. The pros of any timber, whether it's 100% or if it is a hybrid model, is again, they're timeless. They are gorgeous. They are sturdy. They have that natural feel. People love the look of them. They love the feel of them. They are just cozy and they have a great aesthetic about them. The downside is there's an expense that comes with that nostalgia of a timber frame home, as well as again the specialty contractor that you would have to find if you were going to go out and build a new one. And then you're going to have some of the irregularities that's going to happen when you're dealing with all natural wood. It is going to crack, it is going to rust, it's going to twist and turn. So if you're someone that really likes 90-degree angles and things that fit together just perfectly, some of the nuances that comes with either the log home or the timber home might drive you crazy, because it's not going to be those 90-degree angles that you're used to in a residential home. The next one is a modular home or a modular cabin, and these are becoming more and more popular. When you think of modular, don't think of this, we're not talking about trailers or what you'd think is a double wide or a twin home. We're actually talking about a cabin that is built in a warehouse and a factory, but it's built with materials that are high-end in most cases. They're very well built. They come with a price tag. They are beautifully done. There's endless amounts of different layouts and options and materials that can be used in a modular cabin. So lots of different variety. They take on a lot of different looks, but again, they can come with a price tag. And if you are building, so we've been talking a little bit about buying and building, right? If you're building a modular home, again, you're going to be working with some zoning issues, and it could be a little bit more strict than some of the other ones that we already spoke of. So you've got your stick built, you have your log, the round log, the square log, the full, the half, you've got your timber frame, your hybrid models, right? And your modular. So lots of different options that when you go shopping for a cabin that you'll be looking for and at, or if you're planning to build, some things to look into as well. Again, look out for more information on the specifics of these different types of materials, as well as even some tours of the different types that I spoke of. If you have any questions about these different types of materials or cabins in general, I'd love to help you. Just go ahead and connect with me in the description. I've got all of my information in the show notes. If you have any other interest in working with me to buy or sell a home or cabin, I would also love to be your partner on that adventure. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.